Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie.
This is our review of the NECA Hellraiser Ultimate Pinhead 7-inch action figure. There's a look at the box, which has a nice, really cool picture on the front. On the side it says Hellraiser in red. Same with that side on the top. Then on the back there's some pictures of the figure. And then you can open it up. And there's a picture of the figure there. And then there is the figure. And I think it's really cool that they made an ultimate version of him, because the old ones, I got one to compare, didn't have a whole lot going on with the articulation and stuff. Well, let's open this up. And here is the background, which I like that picture. It's got some chains with blood and skin or something hanging off of them. Okay, so there he is opened up. And there's a lot of cool things about him compared to the old ones. But you can see his accessories. He comes with an alternate head, where his mouth is open. Well, more like you can just see his teeth. He comes with two different puzzle boxes. One where it's opened, which all the ones I had before were just the closed one. And then he comes with 3 weapons, and they look a little nicer than the old ones. We'll compare them. And he comes with 4 alternate hands. 2 gripping hands, and then 2 more, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. This looks like a relaxed hand, and this is the whole puzzle box hand. Or something. Doesn't look a whole lot different than that hand up there, but it's a little different. One of the main things about this figure that's different from the old one is the legs. Because the old ones, he just had solid legs. Couldn't really do anything with them. But this one, they gave him the cloth skirt, and he has fully posable legs, which is really cool. And then the skirt is made out of really nice material, which I wasn't expecting how nice the material looks. And they got wires around the bottoms, so you can make some of the folds and make it sit how you want it.
There's also wire up the edges in the back too.
Well, yeah, there is. That's pretty cool. Another big change, and I don't know why the old ones weren't like this, is the coloring. It's got the real nice, shiny, glossy black, like how it is in the movie. The old ones just look so dull. And it doesn't even look black, really. It looks almost like grayish brown or something. I don't even know. But this definitely looks a lot more like how it should. And I think it's pretty awesome. One thing that I thought from NECA's preview pictures is I thought they were putting real metal nails in there, in his head. Like real pieces of metal, but it's just sculpted. It might have just been the prototype had real metal, or they just painted it in a way that made it look like real metal. I don't know. But I thought they're real metal pins. But they're just, once you get the actual figure, it's just plastic. Just like this one. This one's kind of bent a little bit. The one thing that kind of bugs me about this figure is some of the pins are painted white like his face. I'm going to have to repaint them so they stand out a little more. You can also see the indents of his, I don't know, checkered scar, whatever you call that.
A grid.
Yeah, it's harder to see on this one. It's there, it's just harder to see. Because I think it's not painted as well.
Also, the pins are a bit thicker on the new one.
Yeah. I think the coloring of the head is better, because it's more white. This one's like yellowish. It shouldn't be yellow. Most everything else is, I'd say, is better on the new one. Mm-hmm. All this looks nicer to me. The detail, the articulation for sure. I mean, what this one didn't even have any elbow articulation. It could spin at the bicep, but this one has double joints at the elbow, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was already playing with his elbows, with those arms around. I'm like, these are cool.
Only thing you could do, the torso is spin right there. This one's got that nice articulation there, and of course whatever you do with the legs down there. So that is really cool. I don't know if the head articulation changed at all. This one just spins, that's all. Yep, yeah, this one's a ball joint, so it can look up and down a little bit. Can't look back too far because of this. Well, that's really flexible, so you can look kind of back. One better wrist articulation. This one just spins and that's it. And then what can he do on his legs?
They're a bit stiff at the knee. I was messing with them.
You can kick like he does all the time.
Chuck Norris kick you.
Spin there at the top. Then that's just single joint at the knee, but I mean, it goes a little more 90 degrees. So I mean, that's even if it only went like to there, it's still way better than the old one. You can spin, and then there's a hinge at the ankle. It's kind of stuck. There we go.
I mean, even if he didn't have knees and he just moved at the hips, that would still be better.
Anything would be better. Yeah, I like that so much.
You got his skirt all pushed up.
Yeah. Man, it just looks so nice. All the shininess. I think the cloth, sometimes cloth mixed with plastic doesn't work, but I think it works pretty well in this one.
I think it's the texture or whatever you want to call it, that shiny, almost plasticky looking texture. Because in the movie, it's almost like he's wearing like bondage gear, gimp suit, PVC stuff. It's real shiny.
Yeah, I would say this one, Ultimate one, just blows this one away. Like there's not a whole lot that this one does better. Although there is one thing that kind of bugs me about this one, and it's the head. Like what's his name, Doug Bradley, I guess, plays him. It looks like his face is longer than it should be. Like in between his eyes and his mouth, it looks stretched. I don't know what's going on there, but it just looks odd. At least on this head. I have to look at pictures of him, but I don't think his face should be that long. Does this one look that way? Not really. Well, maybe a little bit. I think because the mouth is open, to me it just looks like his face is long. But it's not that big a deal, because it looks really good. This whole figure looks really good. Now he's got his little weapons that hang on his string there. And you can see his little hook, so you just kind of... Well, there is one thing that could be better about the old one. Is it's very small, but one thing about this one is the pins are a little too big. And I mean, for as small as this figure is and small as the pins are, it's kind of hard to complain too much about that. But still, the pins are just the tiniest bit skinnier on this older one.
And they're still bigger than they should be.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, especially since I'm guessing part of why they did it is because you can tell on the old one those pins are all messed up now because they're so thin.
They're all bent everywhere. But there he is with his weapons hanging from his little string there, which is cool. You can see how some of them are kind of different. Like this little saw thing is way bigger in this one.
It's a different shape too.
Yeah, it could be a different movie. This may have changed from movie to movie, I don't know. It looks like they're supposed to be about the same. And here he is holding the puzzle box. And he holds it pretty well. If you get in a certain position, it kind of wedges in between his fingers. So that's really cool. Here's the open box.
Holds that pretty good too.
Luckily the head comes off pretty easily, because I was worried I'd be squishing the pins in. But this looks a little different. Just how skinny that little pie. It's hard not to touch the pins when you... Well, I guess you can maybe get his ears, the back of his head. Ooh, now it doesn't want to go in as easy as the other one came out.
Don't you love that sound?
Yep.
Looks like a giraffe.
Not sure I got it down all the way. But that
the plastic is stuck under the edge.
So there's the angrier head. I think I like that head more. Like I could like just a blank head like this better, but I think just the sculpt and a paint, I think this makes this one look better to me.
I like the look of it better too. I also think the other one's a little bit too blue around the eyes. It should be blue around the eyes, but it seems like a little much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do like this head a little better. There he is with both hands that hold the puzzle box.
That looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get you with my little Rubik's Cube! Another thing better about this one is you can take the weapons off, put it in his hands, and the old ones, they're stuck on the string permanently unless you cut them off. So, yeah, that's another cool thing about this one. Hey, it looks pretty cool with his weapons.
I'm gonna chop you and then I'm gonna poke you.
Keep calling them weapons, but I guess they'd be more like tools to him. Not so much of weapons.
Well, they are weapons, but he would think that they're tools.
Yeah. I like the detail on the skin too. It's cut out and hanging out. I wonder if he designed this himself. He's like, I want holes in the suit with pieces of my skin hanging out. I want 6 of them. Be cool. Little.
I want titty bacon.
Yeah.
Bloody titty bacon.
And I want my belly button shown. Or not, maybe not my belly button, but I just want a piercing there of my rope.
I want my belly button pierced because my mom would never let me do it. She said boys aren't supposed to have pierced belly buttons.
Boys aren't supposed to have belly buttons.
Pierced belly buttons.
The detail on all this looks good. In the back. So thing that goes up. And here's a look at the puzzle box up close. All different sides. And here's a look at the open puzzle box. All different sides. So we talked about the big 3 in horror that I consider to be the big 3, Jason, Freddy, and Michael. But I'm saying the big 5 for me would be Jason, Freddy, Michael, Leatherface, and Pinhead. So now it's cool to have an Ultimate Pinhead finally. That is awesome to see them all together. And here is a bunch more of NECA's Ultimate Horror figures. And it's just so awesome seeing all these guys together. So many of the top horror characters in ultimate form. Okay, so I like this figure a lot. I think he's so much of an improvement over the old ones. With all the added articulation. It's not just that, like the body, like the way they painted it and everything looks way better. The coloring. I really like the cloth skirt. And the heads look pretty good too. I do wish they could get the pins smaller, but it's kind of...
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
We would have to use like actual metal and make little tiny pins. Because plastic would just break.
And that would probably be expensive or something. But still, I really like this figure. I think he looks really nice. And I really like the articulation. Even if he wasn't articulated, I still think just the look of him is better than the old one.
Oh yeah, definitely. The articulation's an added bonus and a big one.
Yeah. So he's pretty awesome. I don't know if they're going to make any more Hellraiser characters or if they're just going to do Pinhead, but if they're doing them like this, I'm going to want them.
His little box looks pretty good too. It looks really nice in his hand there.
Yeah. Yep, pretty impressed with them.
Yeah, I think he's a vast improvement, and if you like Pinhead, it's definitely an upgrade.
Well, that's Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Now that I am finally once again in possession of the puzzle box, I will return to Earth. It's sold on eBay for 3 times the price. What a profit. And after it's sold, I can message the buyer and say, sucker, I just coughed in a puzzle box. You dumbass. Oh, damn it, man. You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh.